Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana, and we're here today with special guest, Dr. Shai Tubali, who's here to share with us his new book, Llewellyn's Complete Book of Meditation, a comprehensive guide to effective techniques for calming your mind and spirit. So, are there meditation techniques out there that can help you create a healthier, happier life, reduce stress, decrease pain, and improve your sleep? Today, we're going to talk about just that. So, Dr. Tubali is a leading authority in the fields of self-development and self-empowerment. In his writings and teachings, he skillfully combines psychology, philosophy, yogic traditions, and Eastern thought and practices into powerful processes of inner transformation. As a PhD researcher and graduate of the University of Leeds, UK, Dr. Tubali explores 35 meditation techniques from all over the world. So welcome to the show, Dr. Shai Tubali.
Thank you, Marianne. I'm so happy to be here with you.
My goodness, what an honor it is to have you here and to talk about this book. What inspired you to write this?
Well, that's a good initial question. The thing is that the meditation market is nowadays flooded with meditations, some of which are derived from traditional classical meditation techniques and have even been considered secret meditations transmitted only from from a teacher to a student orally, and others have been newly created by meditation teachers, contemporary meditation teachers. And I think that it's very confusing when we embark on the meditative journey, when we resolve to begin to meditate, or at least to experiment with meditation. I think we perhaps are going to explore the difference between the two, because there's the whole question of whether we should discipline ourselves by starting to meditate on a daily basis, and just begin to taste, to experiment with the meditative world. So when we are confronted, when we face all these vast array of meditation techniques, we simply don't know what to choose, how to practice, how to deepen our practice, how to face meditative obstacles, and is there such a thing as a meditation that suits us, a meditation that is perfectly for us, or do we need to simply select a certain traditional, authoritative type of meditation that everyone practices? So what I've done in this book is gather 35 classical meditations from all over the world and divide them into 7 categories according to their purposes, which means that, of course, every meditation can awaken, can stimulate the different centers of your being, but some of the meditations, more than others, help us to awaken a certain center of experience and consciousness within us. For instance, some meditations help to ground us and to align our body and mind. Some meditations allow us to rekindle our joy of life, our lost joy of life sometimes, and to stimulate our life force. Others help us to build true inner power and the sense of presence, and others help us to open our hearts to love and compassion, and so on and so on. So what we need to do is to be able to ask ourselves, what kind of door do we want to open when we meditate? What missing piece in our being we want to arouse or to develop? So when we are able to approach meditation in this way, I think it becomes much more conscious, much clear what we want to achieve, and what a particular meditation is designed to do for us.
I was so impressed with your book because the research you did. How long did it take you to do the research?
Oh, well, it depends where you begin the count, because I've been studying meditation both academically and subjectively, as an initiate in a certain Hindu tradition, and the yogi myself, since the year 2000. So this means that I've been exploring meditation from so many different angles and in so many different ways. But the book itself has been developed in a period of perhaps 3 years, throughout which I was collecting different meditations. And I think this was a lot of fun, because some of the meditations, I even though I had practiced meditation a lot and I had explored the realm of meditation so much, there were still meditations to be found. Some of them secretive, some of them are considered perhaps more marginal, and some of them have been less popularized by the West. But even those that have been popularized by the West, they have still a lot to understand about. They still have certain levels of insights that have remained unexplored. For instance, if you take mindfulness of breathing, everyone knows nowadays that we can meditate by focusing on our in-breath and out-breath, by calming our body and mind and aligning our body and mind through our consciousness of breathing. But we perhaps don't know why we do that, and why this calmness is achieved through this meditation, how to do that in a way that deepens the outcome of this meditation.
Well, thank you, doctor. I appreciate you sharing that with us. And I felt like you have meditations for every person, regardless where they are in their journey. What is one of the meditations you'd like to share with us right now?
Oh, yes. Well, first of all, this is a very important point that you're hinting at, a meditation that is for everyone, because when we begin to understand that particular forms of meditation are suitable for certain stages of our development, and also for our current needs, and also for our individual design, we begin to approach meditation differently, because we then begin to experiment with them and see what happens. Meditation is not meant to be a struggle, going against the stream, doing something that is completely unnatural to you. It needs to somehow resonate with your constitution. So, well, I would say that for instance, we could speak of one meditation that is really one of my all-time favorites, and it is called the Inner Cave of the Heart. And I would like to speak about it because that's a very special thing. We all know that there is a certain thing we call our heart, and the heart is somehow, when we speak about it, we indicate our chest, the center of our chest, or the left side of our chest. So what the ancients told us, this is we can find this for instance, in the Upanishads, and also in Buddhist scriptures, that there is a certain place that is the interior, the deepest core of our heart, which they named the inner cave of the heart. Now, the inner cave of the heart is actually is a certain geographical location, so to speak, deep within our chest. And the beautiful thing, the remarkable thing is that this inner cave, which is hidden in the dark, it exists behind this surface part of our heart where we experience life's blows and disappointments. Now, this place, when you tap into it, when you are able to relax your being into it, you're beginning to experience a part of your being that has never been traumatized, has never been shaped by time, by memory, by disappointments, and it is therefore somehow untouched. And this is the place where you find your truest self. So think of it this way, that this meditation helps us to reveal a certain part of us that doesn't require that doesn't require healing, because in a certain way it has never been wounded. And I think this is, for instance, a very beautiful addition to our therapeutic work, because we very often try very hard to heal ourselves while neglecting the fact, overlooking the fact that there is some part of us, and this is what meditation helps us to reveal, some part of us has remained forever free from the effects of time. So this is just one example that helps us to open our hearts.
In your book, you talk about meditation as either a technique or a state. So is it both, or is it either? Where does that fall?
Yes, that's a very insightful question. Yes, there is this kind of distinction is important for us to make, because sometimes we call meditation all those techniques that facilitate the state of meditation, and here is this distinction exactly is that there are techniques. Techniques can vary. They are diverse, and for instance, meditations can be all about dance. They can be prayer. They can be shaking our body. They can be centering on our attention on certain areas of our body. They can be forgiving others. It's all meditation has many different technical forms or technical preparations. But when you finally pass through these techniques, you reach a certain state. And this state is the essence of meditation. This is what meditation is all about. When we say, I am now absorbed in a state of meditation, this means that I've finally managed to disengage my being from my ordinary thoughts and feelings, and I've somehow liberated my consciousness, liberated my awareness, liberated my being from daily concerns, from time, from my daily burdens, from my daily story, all my conflicts, and so on and so on. So meditation is this kind of space that I create within myself that enables me to feel that there is some part in me that has remained untouched, unaffected, and inherently free. Now, when I am in this state of meditation, steeped in it, this gives rise to many different experiences. For instance, sometimes our heart opens. Sometimes we feel some kind of arousal and rejuvenation of our life force. Sometimes we feel inner joy. Sometimes we feel that we are completely present in our body. And sometimes we simply feel that our existential tension has been somehow relieved. When I say existential tension, this means tension that we experience all the time regardless of life situations. And this is because we have this kind of we are under the control, under the reign of a particular little monster, which I call the thinking machine. And as long as the thinking machine governs us, consciously and unconsciously, it makes us feel as if there is always a certain problem to solve. There's always something that needs fixing, and that we are always absorbed, engaged in some project of self-improvement, self-fixing. Something is terribly wrong with us, is terribly wrong with our life. So this is the thing with the state of meditation. It helps us to reach a state in which we find this kind of healthy distance from our thoughts and feelings. We don't need to resolve them. You know that when we go to sleep at night, we agree to leave our problems unresolved, right? There is this kind of saying goodbye to our unresolved problems, unresolved issues, which means that we are able to do this on a daily basis. In meditation, we do this consciously.
Okay, you got me there. That's pretty impressive, being able to look at meditation that way where we can work through these things. 'Cause I think a lot of times people get to this place where they're having so much going on in life, and life is hard. We all have challenges and things that we need to overcome and learn and grow with. It seems that sometimes these things can get people stuck if they aren't in like right relationship with what's going on in their lives.
Yes, exactly. This is the point. It's like we become completely one with our challenges to a degree that we are actually less able to resolve them. This is the thing. If you don't have this type of perspective, this type of bird's eye view, or our ability to transcend, and I don't mean it in a spiritual sense, I mean it in the simplest sense, to go beyond, to somewhat hover over our daily life, our mundane life. We become so identified with this dimension where there are always problems to resolve that we begin to develop a certain problem consciousness. But eventually this problem consciousness continues, is self-generating or self-perpetuating in a way that even when we have absolutely no problems, we still feel as if we do have problems. And that is, I think, when it is really tragic, because now we're haunted by a certain feeling of a disease, of discomfort that hinders our ability to relax even into our pleasant moments, where everything is fine, where things begin to unravel and to feel perfectly all right. We still have this kind of existential tension, the sense of having a problem. Now, this is what I call the law of attention. This shouldn't be confused with the very famous law of attraction, where you magnetize, you draw into your life diamonds and so on. The law of attention is actually far more precious than that. And this is all about our attention. It states that our attention is the greatest asset that we possess. It is also the greatest power that we have. And our attention is not our thoughts, our problems, our challenges, our mental conflicts, or our traumas. Our attention precedes all these because it exists prior to them. And we have all the time this kind of experience, right? That we choose to turn our attention, to direct our attention to a certain thing, which means that we first have attention, awareness, then we choose what we would like to become aware of. Now, because we have reached a state, a completely aggressively, painfully non-meditative state in our life. We no longer experience any separation between our attention and all those things. So what has happened as a result is that now we don't feel that we have a choice. We are not able to disengage from these elements at will. On the contrary, we have been nourishing them so intensely through the power of our attention that now they have become monstrous. They've become like forces inside us that we feel that we can no longer overcome. We are powerless when they take over our being. So meditation, we need to understand, is all about regaining this kind of ability to remind ourselves, yes, I have the power of attention. I can choose whether I would like to pay attention to something, and I can, which also implies that there is a choice. And this choice is a tremendous thing. This choice is freedom.
That is so empowering. It's so empowering. I mean, there's so much to touch in this book. I mean, we're not even doing it justice by the time that we have today to talk about it. I do want to talk about, though, you also, I understand you have a proprietary method that you teach teachers and therapists and students. And I'd love for you to share that with us.
Oh, delightfully. Yes. Well, it's an important point because you see, with all my love of meditation and with all my passion for meditation, I have come to realize that one, meditation is not enough to resolve all of people's deep-seated patterns. So meditation can give us a tremendous relief. It can provide us with a tremendous relief from this type of mental possession, emotional possession, but it cannot profoundly transform our deep-seated emotions and patterns. This is one. And the second is that I've come to realize that actually meditation, when used correctly, can become a power that can help us to transform our emotions and our deep-seated patterns and memories. So this led me to develop certain methods. Actually, I think quite a long list of methods, but perhaps I would mention just the central method, which is called the expansion method. And the expansion method is a systematic and a guaranteed way to, and very easy to follow, even for complete beginners, a systematic way to achieve or to settle into a meditative state, a profound meditative state, and then from this meditative state to heal our traumatic memories, to reach improved decision-making and clarity in our life, and to resolve certain emotional patterns. And perhaps the one that the version or the variation of this method that I'm most proud of is what is called the expansion for trauma. And this expansion has proven to be extremely successful, and we have already. I'm saying we have because I've trained hundreds of therapists, coaches, psychologists, medical doctors in this method. We have managed to bring people, even deeply traumatized people, to a profound state of meditation from which they could revisit, where they were empowered to revisit their traumatic memories, pour presence into these moments in which they actually said no to life. They were not willing to be present, but through the method, through this kind of the inner empowerment of their own meditative state, their own self-authority granted by their own consciousness, they were able to pour presence into these terrible moments and to endow them with meaning, with significance, and to somehow redesign, reorganize all the mental and emotional constructs that were wrongly produced in those moments. So I think when you get the opportunity to guide someone through this process and to see how they all of a sudden they were crying just a moment before, and you were thinking, my God, this is never going to work. And all of a sudden, here they are completely radiating, completely glowing, with this sense of absolutely no problem, with feeling that they are far bigger than their memory. Because the problem with traumatic memory is that we experience that we are far smaller. We're like tiny dots within this huge circle of memory. So now they feel that they are bigger than the memory, and as a result, they are able to release this memory through the power of their own consciousness. And this can sometimes take place as a result of just 1 or 2 sessions. So this is how powerful our meditative capacity is.
That's just remarkable that that type of state can be developed within a couple sessions.
Yes.
Well, doctor, I understand that people call you the happiness history expert. And I would be remiss if we didn't talk about that. So what is the history of the pursuit of happiness, and what is it that we're really looking for?
Oh, what a wonderful question. Well, happiness history expert is all about or it's this title is owing to the fact that I have academically studied cultures of philosophy that have that dedicated a great deal of attention to the relationship between the dormant powers of our mind and our ability to achieve happiness, our ability to achieve actual happiness in life. So this is nothing like abstract philosophy in the academic world. So, what I would say, and this is the conclusion that all of these traditions seem to share, including the Greek ancients and the Indian ancients, is that happiness is actually a natural state. A natural state which means that it primordially exists within our being, and it is just overlooked as a result of a certain ignorant misuse of our mind. We simply don't know how to harness the power of our mind in order to move away from our habitual thinking, our suffering-inducing thinking, to a natural state that is already there, just under our nose. And I think that this is so beautiful to understand, because this has also a lot to do with the nature of meditation. What meditation is all about, it's not about achieving some future state, some promised state of relaxation, of happiness, of joy. It's realizing that it's already here, only you don't notice it. And you know that in the West, we nowadays I think almost the entire world is Western-like. So we shouldn't say in the West, but generally in our modern society, happiness forever eludes us. We keep on marching toward this project of happiness, hoping that one day, that it's just around the corner, if we only did this and that and this and that. But eventually, if we are honest, this happiness is never really accomplished. As they say, tomorrow never comes. So what meditation tells us and what this type of happiness, meditative happiness, is all about is the realization that happiness is in the here and now, just beneath the turbulent and highly conflicted stream of our thinking and feeling.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And it just invites us to be present in this moment for what it all offers.
Right, exactly. I think nowadays people understand this and that is why the mindfulness movement has become so widespread.
Yeah, such a good time in history that's taking place. Oh my goodness, Dr. Tubali. I mean, we could talk forever. I found your book, Llewellyn's Complete Book of Meditation, and your work to be just absolutely stellar. Where can our listeners connect with you and be part of your community and learn more about your work?
Well, people are more than invited, first of all, to approach my official website, which is Shai Tubali, Shaitubali.com. In this website, they can find upcoming events, but also many blog entries and introductory materials. But above all, I would recommend that people visit my YouTube channel, also under my name, which includes hundreds of videos containing numerous guided meditations and videos explaining how to integrate the meditative perspective into our daily life.
Well, Dr. Tubali, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
I'm so grateful for this incredible conversation. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Tubali. It has been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your new book, Llewellyn's Complete Book of Meditation, a comprehensive guide to effective techniques for calming your mind and spirit. Llewellyn's Complete Book of Meditations is available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all indie retailers. And if you don't see it on the shelf, just ask for them to order. And remember, support our indie bookstores. Again, if you'd like to reach Dr. Tubali, you can at his website. That's Shaitubali.com. On that note, we will pause here for a quick break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Are you chasing profitability yet losing fulfillment? Let me introduce you to your solution, the Relaunch Company. I'm Hillary DeCesar, an entrepreneurial performance coach, fearless leader of the Relaunch Company, here to help put the pedal to the metal and relaunch your business your way. Visit www.therelaunch.com. Take the free quiz to learn 3 steps towards waving goodbye to burnout and hello to success.
The book Terminal Cancer is a Misdiagnosis, authored by Danny Carroll, is on sale at Amazon now. Licensed psychologist and psychotherapist Tessa Antia-John-Guerra commented, "This is one of the most empowering books on a topic of cancer you will ever read." Award-winning author T.L. Needham commented, "This recommended book can be understood by anyone seeking answers, hope, and alternatives to a terminal diagnosis. Buy it now on Amazon.com.
Are you feeling disconnected from your life and your body as a woman? Do you feel numb emotionally and/or sexually and just not sure how to feel really alive again, or maybe for the first time? Are you struggling with body and self-acceptance, especially during menopause? If you'd like to reclaim your feminine and learn more about woman and gynecology and how it can help empower your life, contact Gina Cloud at www.ginacloud.com.
I'd like to thank Jason Eastwood at Guitarfulness for sharing his inspiring music and talent with us. His music is known worldwide for cultivating atmospheres of harmony, inner peace, and clarity. Visit Jason's website at guitarfulness.com. Join his newsletter, be part of his community, and download his music. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.